promotion.
Hello.
So
Hey,
we're on
everybody.
your channel, but I think I'm hosting this, right?
Oh, we can both host it, back and
Yeah,
forth
yeah. Well,
co-host.
I've been wanting to interview you for a long time, and we were just traveling together. Anyway, I'm just really glad to see you.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you again. Where are you at? Are you back home? Or are you still in the UK? What you doing?
Oh no, I'm in Montana. I'm heading back to the UK on Friday the 18th. I believe Friday is the 18th. Yeah, so
Oh,
I'll be back. Wow, we had such a good time. Um, because I'm streaming it on my channels, do you mind if I just read a few words about you?
go for it. Yeah, and I'll introduce you too.
Okay, cool. So, Psionic League and spiritual science is what Sean Bond is all about. He is skilled at accessing the user manual for DNA technology of the body to track issues back to the point of origin in order to resolve any problem happening to the body or may be accessed by organic spiritual technology within each individual. He assists in creating operating systems to help individuals manifest dormant abilities that unlock their psychic potential and upgrade the body's energy systems. He is the founder of Psionic League and Silver Cord Spiritual Science. He's a spiritual healer who aids others in holistic healing and spiritual growth. I'm going to put his whole link here. But man, there's such a huge list to what he does: past life readings, DNA readings, past life regression, Akashic record reading. And I got a reading from him. It was so mind-blowing. I gave him a reading as well. And when I saw his chart, I mean, this is something that I always thought would be really cool to put on a resume. An astrologer really can back up the fact that, not that you need it, but for other people maybe, which I doubt they would feel into any, kind of doubt, that I was blown away when I saw your chart. You literally are on a mastery level with these abilities that you provide to people in such a sacred space as well. Like, you hold that space and you point out things, and you're there when one needs it the most. I mean, I just traveled with you for like a week and a half.
That
Um,
was amazing.
and I'd love to talk about the crazy deck you introduced me to. But anyway, so everybody, Sean Bond, really good friend. We just traveled to Cornwall together. We were just at a Miles Johnson Bases conference. So thank you so much for being here today with me.
Yeah, Sam, thank you for being here too. You're amazing. You're super funny and fun to be around and have a good time. Like everyone's got a stick up their ass, or not you. So it's like really enjoyable to travel with you. I'm looking forward to new trips in the future, UK or Ireland. Oh, my favorite place. So much magic that we're going to unlock for the planet, bringing the magic back. Yeah, and I'll go a little into your bio. All right, so Laura Eisenhower is a researcher, author, astrologer. She is an international acclaimed speaker who has presented her work worldwide. Laura is the great-granddaughter of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, and she reveals exopolitics information about his administration that has been largely held in secret. She is considered by many to be one of North America's leading researchers and experts on health, exopolitics, alchemy, metaphysics, astrology, and galactic history. Yeah, galactic historian for sure. Laura works to free us from the 3D holographic time loops. Ooh, I love that one. We can get into that. False archonics systems, the military industrial complex exposes hidden agendas so we can take our power back, feeling a calling regarding her mission since she was a child. She has gained incredible insight through her wilderness adventures, psychic development. It's been connecting major dots about how to guide us to our higher earth energies. She has a deep understanding of Gaia Sophia and the divine blueprint, Christ Sophia, and how they connect to the Venus transits, earth grids, global alchemy, DNA, and ET race. Her passion is to inspire unity, consciousness, and bring us back to the 0 point unified field and totality of our divine power. I agree. I love unifying unity consciousness. And I got a reading from her. She was very lovely, empowering, connected a lot of dots, inspired me, and I go deeper into those layers of wisdom. I can't recommend her more. And my God, her presentations go high vibe and to the extreme to where it blows my mind every time I see her. So please do subscribe to her. to look at her presentations, to get a reading from her. And we should do that. We should do little readings on each other. No pressure or anything that you want to do.
Oh yeah, even on this show, that would be really cool.
And feel free to show your skills off to people. And I'll like tune in and read into stuff to bring more out the love, superhuman love, and happiness, and resolve heavinesses and blocks on the sonic ability, so that your higher self can unfold to its greatest potential, as well as my little example. And then if anyone wants to ask questions or comment, feel free. We're open books, and we're going to expand. This is going to be a high vibe show. And I just wanted to, before I forget, that show we discovered while we're in Cornwall, Resident Alien. I've been watching that a bunch with Issa. My God, it's got so much disclosure in it. It talks about like the gray agenda. It's one of the only shows that talks about the Alpha Draconians. It even mentions the blue avians and has a blue avian in it, and makes a bunch of jokes. And one of the secret military bases in it that they keep going and referencing back to is in Montana. Interesting stuff going on.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, that bio that you just read should be like condensed into. So, but thank you for reading the whole thing. I mean, it's really the process that we're all going through. It's just giving it more attention and more voice, because we're constantly distracted. I don't really hold anything that other people don't. It's just giving it the recognition, right? And you really
everyone out there has
with people. Have you ever seen that comedy series, People of Earth?
No, I'm gonna write that down.
I showed you guys. Yeah, you can't find it very easily, but it's a comedy show about the reptilian agenda, the Greys, a support group, a UFO support group. I think it was like 2 seasons, perhaps. It is so funny. There's a gray alien named Jeff, and he's got like little like hairs on his gray alien face, and there's a reptilian, there's a Nordic, and the Nordics like going to clubs and they're abducting people that are going to this UFO group. You have to see it. So I'm gonna. Yeah. Next time we travel together, I'll have to play the trailer. I don't know if it's easily accessible anymore, but
I'll try to find it. Thank you. I've been craving those shows and good comedy shows with ETs. I've seen that coming out more. So yeah, that's going to expand its future, help a lot of people with disclosure. Wonderful. So talk about your a little bit, if you want to go into the adventure you had as well during and also after. I heard you went a little back for a bit to the UK.
Well, I'm heading back to the UK. I left pretty much when you guys said goodbye to me, and we went blah before we left that video. I got a ride to the airport the following day, and I believe I've been here and home ever since. And the reason I say that with uncertainty is because it's been so back to back all year long, conference after conference. And that's not normally the case. In the earlier years, it was. So to me, being in Diverses, is that how you say it? Diverses?
I think of the word Devi, like in Hindu mythology for God, before devices, I think.
Devices, right. And I was thinking that, like, reminding myself of like devices. What did I say? Diverses? Okay. No. So devices near Pusey, which is where the conference was an incredible experience. Miles Johnson, all the speakers, loved your talk so much. And Isha and Dr. Amir, the three of us ended up going on an adventure to Cornwall. And I grew up going there a lot. And I know that you guys have a lot of familiarity there beyond this lifetime. And it was wild. And I have to say, going to the waterfall that we did, and I can't remember the name of it. I should have looked it up again. The one that we hiked down to, and you and Isha
might be able to find it.
Yeah, we're swimming in that, and I immersed myself a bit. But I have to say, the Merlin Cave, with the toning that you guys did and the singing that you guys did, man, people were
says St. Nectan's Glen
is
the waterfall for people.
Yeah, that was incredible. before that, we went to Tintagel, hiked around, went up to the King Arthur statue, I guess you could say, but it's more a sculpture, not statue. And we were loyal customers to the King Arthur Arms pub. Got really good food there. But when we were up though around Tintagel, man, and then going down to Merlin's Cave, I just kept getting this feeling I have to move here and live here permanently. Not permanently, but have it be a base that I continue to come back to, maybe a couple
Write
of
another
of
book.
the year. Whether it's an Airbnb, whether it's a tent, whether it's a vehicle, doesn't matter. Depends on the budget, depends on what I can do. But these are the Michael Mary lines. Supposedly Arthur was conceived at Tintagel. It's just dragon energy. And I believe it's known as the head of the dragon. And it was wild because some of the landscape looks like a dragon, and I posted that. It's actually my cover photo on X, Twitter. So it was a huge activation, and you guys, we're holding incredible space. Do you mind mentioning the tarot deck that was so beyond that you tossed cards for us, or we
Oh yeah, we can pull some for people if they want.
Oh,
Go into it's just making a joke of everything where like
and
make a tarot of anything you want.
Yeah, and it's your turn to talk about your experience with what we just did, and before or after you want to show us the deck, because I've never seen a deck like that.
Sure. Yeah. So like you could make a tarot kind of concept with anyone that wants to master it in the archetypes and reflections of our consciousness and reality from anything that reflects, just say like, different forks and spoons in your drawer, or just open your drawers and dig through it and pick something out and see what happens. So I do it with funny cards, like Cards Against Humanity, and I'm not against humanity or anything like that. So it's just like funny phrases that are crazy and crude, and you can pick one and ask what you want, and interestingly you can get something out of it that for some reason pick zero risk way to make 2,000 from home. Interesting. Or let's see, pick another one.
Cards, like you
right,
like crazy
okay. Total fucking chaos is what this one says. So yeah, you can make it really funny in a game out of it. Go ahead. Sorry, there's.
I was just gonna say what the deeper meaning was kept manifesting though. I mean, it really was very accurate. But yeah, so keep going with that.
Yeah, so anyone that wants me to pull a card, I'll give you an example. But say what you want to bring into your life to enrich it. It will make more sense to tune into it when you have a focus for what the card is for. And yeah, having a good time in the pub with you was really splendid. Had a lot of good conversations, and she's really good at darts and pool, so you kept me on my game. Merlin's Cave. Go ahead. Sorry, there's.
Oh no, you go ahead. I was just gonna say, yeah, that was super fun. Yeah, Merlin's Cave.
Powerful place. We didn't know if we were going to get in because there was a tide, and people kept giving us weird information like, oh, it opened at 8. And I was like, nope, those guys don't know what they're fucking talking about. I'm going to go with the guide said it was like open at 4. And the tide went down. So we got in, powerful place. Everyone was singing light language, activating these energy runes all over the walls, which was nice. There's like a secret treasure trove of energy upgrades and generators of high magic and dragon spirit collectives that anchored and interacted with it. There's a part of Merlin's scavenger hunt, which he's got over 1,000 places of power around the UK and some other places that people can interact with, and they give like upgrades like into allowed energy currents of high magic to inherit. And there was these secret activation points of touching your hands to it, and bringing some beings back to life, bringing a spirit world back to life. The waterfall was lovely. Oh yeah, and in the King Arthur's castle, there was a round gate that opened. In the waterfall, I got to sit under the waterfall for like 10 minutes, so that was lovely. And integrate its purification. Waterfalls take big weights off your shoulders of reliefment, so I love doing that. Healing. There's like a womb cave underground that I wanted restoring, that could birth interesting spirits. There are fae around. There's a waterfall fae. There's an angel. There's a dragon there, and portal to another realm. So yeah, I love places like that. Going to these places of power, it really upgrades and interacts. So a magical time. We'll probably be doing stuff in the future. Now, if people are interested enough, maybe they can come along with us. But we like to keep it low maintenance, and so that we can travel. Okay, so yeah, tell us a little bit about how what are all the things you offer for people, and like the things that you can demonstrate in readings. If we want to trade back and forth, and I can just like put in the private chat my information if you need to bring it back up on a chart.
Yeah.
1993, but no pressure, and take your time. I'll go into reading you as well, and then people
nice.
in the audience, and if they want a card, feel free to mention in the comments.
Definitely want to pull from that deck. I mean, some of the most bizarre things that really did manifest, because it holds codes. That really wild deck. What is it called though? It's something about what is the actual name of the deck?
The cards, you can get them online. Cards Against Humanity, and there are different versions of it. Generations. Right. It usually plays as a game where there's black cards that you take, and it's like this one says, turn out that blank, and man was neither the hero we needed or wanted. And then people get a deck of cards, and they pick a card to put into the blank sentence to fill it in, and whoever is the funniest wins. Whoever gets the most laugh. And so I just make it out of tarot.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, I just want to mention that particular deck pushes one to like creating an alchemical shift with what it's saying. That's why it's named that. I feel it's like really flipping it into its higher expression. No, it's really wild. So in my readings, I do astrology. I frame it around how astrology connects with our DNA. 12 houses, 12 signs, 12 strands of DNA. So we're born with a particular natal chart. And to me, we're born into that particular map to do the repair work that Mother Earth is doing to her own body, that the cosmic intelligence with the planetary alignments is facilitating into the planetary grids and bringing it in, right? So you're going to see throughout history aspects that show the level of infiltration, the level of inversion and reversal grid technology that has overlaid itself on the zodiac. And this is what a lot of my presentations are about. So when I look at a chart, I look at that point in which they were born, which is the birth chart, the natal chart. And then with the transits and the progressions show where are you currently on your life path? What is the current terrain that you're moving through that's unique to you and your own unfoldment, as far as how is that journey going with being born into that certain place in Earth history that is seeking to correct itself? How are you flowing with that, right? Because PSYOPs, false flags, and programmings leverage some of the more difficult aspects. Saturn and its black cube and its harvesting tank, and the moon, the lunar energies with the artificial components, with the Saturn rings and the simulation of what that holds as far as creating this simulation that impacts a huge portion of our DNA that's dormant as an override signal. Well, in our process of awakening and understanding these overlays, that show up in squares and oppositions and a lot of different phases in our Earth history that reveal the process that Mother Earth is under, connected with other star systems and um, different higher harmonic universes, and different places in our galactic history where galactic wars took place, exploded planets as well, with the asteroid belt and the fact that asteroids come into the picture. What is the story that you were born into to experience certain things in order to override what's attempting to override us, leveraging our vulnerabilities and amnesia? So it really acts as an outer authority that wants to keep us dumbed down and override our remembrance, but we hold the greater power when we begin to remember. So the chart holds all that hidden information. So when I look at a chart, depending on what a person wants to find out about their chart, I meet them where they're at. I'm not just going to be like, hey, I'm not going to like explain it or say what I just said here. But I find it fascinating because the chart holds, all the signs, all the houses, and how that corresponds with the elements: earth, air, fire, water. And then you got the ether element that connects with the 13th sign of Fiacus, and how our journey as souls incarnating here through the procession of the equinoxes has landed us in the stellar activation cycle and ascension window to begin to integrate that ether element, to purify the elementals of earth, air, fire, water that show up in the different signs, to take it out of personality characteristics and the way people identify with certain signs, like, oh, I'm a Libra, so therefore this is me, to take it into a higher octave of understanding what we're restoring and what is actually throwing it into something susceptible to programmings, harvesting, and siphoning. So that's what I bring into my presentations. When I do a reading, I touch upon that without, I hopefully don't overwhelm a person too much with the downloads I get and the way I see it in connection with the larger picture, and also the planetary grid network.
Oh, please do it this time, because I love, again, my brain exploded.
Yeah, well, I geek out on that because it all connects, right? Every planet has a correspondence with an elemental and a chakra and an organ. So it's fascinating because it's not just outside of us, it's inside of us, which goes to show that what we're seeing outside of us is a reflection of what's within. And that's why, the tarot is so powerful, because when you pull something, it's already within you. You're seeing an outer reflection. Like the journey we took, that was all something we created, and we're reacting to aspects of ourselves, right? And, and just like your readings and your chart is like, woo, you're able to see all of that. So you don't need the language of astrology. You're tapping in, you're seeing it and putting words to it that are seeing something that can be built around that kind of structure. But it's just like a flower. A person can understand the essence, the flower essence, the frequency, the properties of that particular plant. But then a biologist will go into like the photosynthesis, the mantle, the pistil, I'm going to get lost in the sciences because I'm not like as articulate as I would like to be in recalling everything, but the different components, right? But what are the energetics? What is the frequency? And what is the difference between something that has been trampled on, maybe picked out, maybe sprayed, as that seed tries to develop and just grow up in this world, right? We are seeds that land at a certain time where the zodiac map that we were given holds the seed. How is it developing though? Are we getting caught in the loops of some of the difficult aspects and allowing our plant, metaphorically speaking, to continue to be abused? Or are we becoming masters and overriding it by realizing that challenge was going to be there, but the higher potential with every seed that's planted, every human soul that's landed here, to be the correction, to correct the inversion, to bring it into coherence, to take the deepest and darkest inversions and underworlds and the infrastructure of Illuminati and Mothers of Darkness and everything in between, to invite it back into alignment, which is going to, take that plant, metaphorically speaking, to a whole other level. So, that's why it's great, connecting with you, because your chart has a lot of Neptune and the understanding of how to see the multidimensional, how to see that process and speak to it, right? Because the data is not enough. And I tap in as best as I can, but somebody like you doesn't need to understand the language of astrology to be able to walk that process into its highest potential while alchemizing and correcting inversion and inviting it back to source. So
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, so I'm gonna give you a nice, cool, big amplifying read. So I also put in our private chat my birth date and all that stuff if you need it, if you want
oh
to
yeah,
bring up the chart and all that, so you can explain this because I was super like goosebumpy when I got a reading from you and like you explaining how it works because not many people know how the star charts work and how to explain what it means, and it goes deep into it. So like feel free to like start bringing that up. I'm going to tell you something profound and powerful. I'm going to be a little bit cautious of the information on exactly because I don't want to expose who you are, because I don't want to attract attention. And also
that's okay. I
people in
don't
the
even know who
audience,
I am, so
people in the audience, this can kind of apply to you guys too, though that wants to take it up in divine feminine. So, and this is like information that can empower everyone. Okay. So big thing. So there are things out this people are dealing with a lot. There's a lot of heaviness. It's a meat grinder of a world. It's overwhelming sometimes. We don't always want to like be here, and it's like, why am I here? It's such shit. It sucks being here. And then as you gain into the super knowingness of why you're here, like, oh, that outweighs all the suffering, and it's like a weight training game of this reality and samsara, the land of suffering. So, for people out there is a certain level that you can read, and I read for people, of how much heaviness is coming at them. What level of difficulty are they on in this game, the world game? Like, is this a level that you should be dealing with? Is this natural? Is this way too high? Is this like your parts of our higher dimensional self is allowing it because they believe in us? And then like what events did it spend at this level of difficulty our whole life? Did it increase dramatically at different points in time? Is it weird that like I have to deal with all this stuff and everyone else is just like, they're just like, in muggle world and the challenges have pushed us to become stronger, but also they're a little abusive. Now, going past those and the questions, why? And why is that level of suffering so high? So depending on who you are, some of it will be events of like targeting increasing and then things of that targeting attaching and then going into programming our 0 point of coming into existence at inception and at birth, especially. And us needing to defend that as an axis panel because the dark likes to do that, and then clearing it with our infinite light and love, connection to our source that rivers in this abundant infinite that can overcome any challenge and that we're granted to face any challenge. And then also doing that with the soul and then seeing underneath the soul, there's a pure version of it that is unaltered, unstolen from, unfractured, unwounded, uninfiltrated, that is a pure state of being that we need to unleash and push out all those imprinted holograms that want to say that want to program us, take over, make us experience pain, sorrow, whatever, and then beat us kind of down. And so we're upwelling that light to take back our sovereignty and saying, no, I'm not agreeing to that. That is not me. And then the light and the love conquers all. So sometimes the reality, you're not a normal person. You're a high level divine feminine. And it's, like this reality is like, oh, little old me, I'm nothing. Who am I? And we just kind of want to go at a pace that we want to. But sometimes with who we are, what we inherit from soul and past lives and DNA and some interesting energies we're emitting, things that are from the past that have been targeting us, that have been oppositional, antithesis to us, are targeting us, try to find us. Sometimes they successfully find us. And then they add to the level, a difficulty level of our life. It's awful. And so those things from our other lives where we're really powerful, or that we took on, and those big challenges of evil with our big force of light, come to haunting us in this life and add to the suffering. And at that point, if you find that out, it goes with, oh, well, I might as well just take up the wholeness of who I am, because I'm already dealing with the amount of suffering level that is, needing to, so might as well integrate the power that I have inside, that I have been and am, to the fullest, and get rid of all doubt and limitation, saying that I'm not, internally, and integrate it fully. Because once you do, your power level increases to that level of difficulty and takes it out like nothing. And then it all stabilizes and gets better. So I'm recommending that. And it's through your heart and your solar plexus, soul, mostly your heart, that you're integrating this version of you. And you kind of know what it is. And I'll give bits of hints, and there's a collective, so it's not just you. You don't have to feel like you're the only one. A lot of these beings that are higher dimensional beings, divinity, gods, angels in the bodies, there's all kinds of dragons, people that are incarnating here. I recommend people observe it. You don't have to tell anyone externally, be humble, all that stuff, but focus on it yourself, face it, integrate it, because we're dealing with this level of challenge, and so we need to integrate that power to overcome the challenge, and it comes easily and effortlessly in the energetic field, coming off us with like an autopilot that resolves everything easily, and love and knowing and belief. So so you're going to be integrating a big soul shard, a bunch of them, one after another, and kind of being and centering your heart as if you're already this, kind of like repeating over and over again, and hugging it in, and integrating and seeing a light kind of overcome with love, overwhelming all the opposition, trying to stop that light from coming into your body and pushing it down. And you're overcoming that with a big loving hug, love, faith, gratitude, and collapsing around it and burning away as fuel to where there's no opposition, and it shines into this world. So a lot of these beings are like galaxies of worth of beings in a body. So there's a whole collective. You're not the only one. Some beings are more towards the center because of how much they invested. So you have, and do more work and are willing to avatar and represent it this life. So it's good to go into it. The divine feminine, divine masculine have a bunch of things coming at them. Every time the dark forces are trying to make anti-versions of every deity on this planet, especially in a human body, and to counter their awakening and growth in the super hybrid tech of the human body, because it becomes overpowered, and they can grow even beyond what they were previously in it and train. So there's like with the Christ consciousness, there's Antichrist. So with the Magdalene consciousness, there's the anti-Magdalene. With the Mother Mary, there's the anti-Mother Mary. There is even Christ's like brother.
The Baphomet seems to represent the Dark Mother. Or it's like the hermaphrodite. Never mind. But yeah, no, I totally.
That's a good point. Point.
ISIS and the robot Sophia, like the terrorist group, like just the inversion.
They make a bunch of different evil, antithesis, unholy, masculine and feminine versions to try to stop beings. Usually with their own stolen authority at different wound points in the timeline. Like they keep stealing from the Christ consciousness at the time that they killed the brother in the crucifixion, as well as place of power of birth and taking over that with the lineage of the holy bloodline. So there's all these deities incarnating through the planet that have to bring healing, fortressing, and remedy to the predators that are trying to invade and incur at those wounding points to steal parts and authority from them, and then that makes a big counter to them and suppressing them down. And so then they're using that own suppression grid as weight training with love to like conquer all. Love can turn into the trillion plus abilities that are needed to overcome it. So everyone out there has an antithesis kind of thing coming at them to suppress them. And so your love out creating that. There's also kind of a concept where the masculine and feminine have, it's kind of beyond our perception in the whole like second coming concept. But there's like a phoenix rebirthing for things in the future or past or current, unacknowledged time, unacknowledged place, unacknowledged person. It's kind of beyond. It is also multiple choice. So there's a state of being of a new version of the divine masculine, divine feminine that you can call to in your heart, trade with support, amplify with love, and they will empower a body inside you that has the cure to any antichrist, anti-Magdalene, any anti-whatever, like any Vishnu god, Hera, whatever, and you're utilizing that, and there's a show called Good Omens that like kind of goes into like an angel and demon uniting to stop the Antichrist coming to power, and he starts as a little boy, and life events change around where he ends up in a whole town with an adopted family, and he's kind of grown up, was surrounded with love and stuff, and he ends up having this like balancing act of like, do I choose to be evil or want to do my own thing? And then that's how they save the world. So there's timeline surgery. There's been thousands of antichrists that come into existence. They're failing all the time. They're projects. They usually steal energy, try to possess a being, try to corrupt an overpowered positive or neutralish being, and then turn it to the dark, and then steal their stolen authority because evil doesn't earn anything. And they're constantly making more of these. Some are in spirit form, some are in bodies, but love conquers it. And you're doing timeline surgery using that empowered second coming of feminine, masculine body that you grow to overcome the anti. And by shining love through its timeline surgery, and bringing love to points in its timeline to where it doesn't feel it needs to be evil anymore, and it fades out as one of the projects of the antis, and to where it stops. And some of these are in bodies, some of these are handlers in underground military facilities, some have been done rituals, weird shit that's gone on. Either way, everyone out there can connect to these collectives of the divine masculine and feminine and can empower themselves as an avatar, and bringing that in to shine out, to be a cure to all these problems that are happening in the world. Because as we get stronger and stronger, the evil has made plans of all this energy of sacrifice and contingencies to unfold into the timeline to try to counter the upwelling light that's unstoppable. And it's only temporary, and it's a little bit of a training for each person. But empower into who you are, who you've been. Now, when you're doing that, you can like put your ring finger in the center of your palm just to activate your palm tracker. Sun, emit healing, purification energy, a little vacuum that's like psychic surgery vacuum, sucks away negative energy, attachment, negative emotion, and even entities, sends them to the center of the galaxy. Just pressing the button down amplifies that. Then you hold and give focus to an area in your body, like organs and chakras, and give them love, faith, gratitude, and empowers that system. The heart, you're gonna want to do most of the empowerment for your integration of your divine self and divine feminine. Now, you're gonna feel things and heavinesses while you're integrating that. When you face them, you're gonna integrate more. So the things that are gonna come up, like, if I'm really that, then why am I dealing with that when that being was so good at healing? And then you can ask that version in your heart, and it will start answering the question, and you can go further, like, oh, there's all this new shit that added on that's the antithesis to healing, limiting people's healing ability, stolen authority and wounding from that being that is limited in, as well as new challenges, because the dark always tries to make new wounding challenges that make it harder. And then there's all these new reality rules that are added by the dark to suppress people down and bring down their psionic ability like paperweights. And you're also in branching off of that bigger being that you're integrating. You've inherited a bunch of the problems that, like, some of those beings will be like, oh, there's a new big weight. Let me condense it down. Oh, let me pass that down to a future version of myself. Let them take care of it because I got to do stuff right now. And then we inherit those, and those come with like big responsibilities. Now, if we overcome it, then we can get even more potent and powerful and overcome those problems. But you're facing some of that. So integrate that in, like, okay, that's why. Okay, another one is, why am I not able to do as many miracles and things around that happen as that being that's in your mind of that you think, you know, that's coming to integrate? There's like this. Miracle predators. This is going to be a common thing where there's these big predator systems that are attaching to the world and wanting to replace the prime creator of the galaxy, God that people talk, and stealing a bunch of energy to do so and try to take over its creation. It's like a dark hermit crab, whatever. And it's miracle predators are one of the bigger things. They're like the things that abuse kids because innocent inner child energy and youth energy makes miracles happen. So there are things into that are suppressing the miracles of the world, stealing and draining from them, and then wanting to create that thing where they can try to take over and become the new God in this world. Because, you know, like the dark side likes to turn this into hell and then rule in hell, you know, kind of thing. And I'm just going up the scale of infinite while you're getting ready, if you want to get ready to do a reading on me. Why is my senses and psychic abilities not as strong as that divinity if I am that being? There's been an increase of blindness since that time, trying to limit people because they've seen those, the dark side has seen those examples in history that changed history, and they don't want that to happen again. And so they're draining from people's ability to see and feel and hear and all that to then go towards their ability to gain knowledge and information to get to the higher level. Now you're integrating this whole time we're talking. Why can't I? Okay. Why do I have to deal with so much suffering if I am that being? And a lot of it is like, that is the very reason why you're that being. That amount of suffering that's coming down on you is because that is the amount that the dark is deemed needed to stop you from overcoming them and doing what they fear, this life, and to distract you or try to hush it. Love and light never goes out as it may shrink down to the size of an atom, but they really try to do a good job at shrinking it down. But like anytime you guys feel that out there, go back down to that micro scale of whatever it's at and start igniting it. Faith, love, and gratitude. Remember your power. Remember you're ultimately everything. Remember love can conquer all. And then start burning away everything that is compressing it down. And then feeling into the cores of those things, and then igniting them, and then that very thing that suppressed it down makes it grow bigger and more resilient. See that suffering as it's all going to be your fuel, and learn from it. Question it, like psychological archaeology. Surround it with what, where, why, how, who. Like, what is it coming in images, form. Strength training it to where you have your psychic sense to the max and and of resiliencies to where even if they try to shut down things, it remind yourself it never fully goes out, and that you can bypass it no matter what, and that very training against that opponent will be beyond what you expressed it in the past. So see it as this reality, this body tech. There's all these type of self-defeating things that are trying to be manipulated in the incursion to use it as a prison instead of an empowering. And we shift it, our perception and our state of being, to where it's not. It's gonna make my soul even more powerful. It's gonna make my light more powerful. That's helping a lot. How are you feeling? You're muted.
Good. So much is resonating. Yeah, gosh, it's really hitting all those places. So wow, and it's the mission, right? And like you were saying, the dark comes at everything. It's afraid of succeeding in staying coherent and in remembrance of itself. It's seeking to like negate that. So it's going to come that harder the more your mission or your willingness is there, because everybody has access to the same sort of perseverance when it comes to overthrowing all that's coming at us, to try and stop what they're afraid of. So they're definitely, and that's what I see in you, and a lot of people listening can relate to this. You're a threat. We're threats to their control system. They want to vampire and steal, and once something empowers itself to the point where you recognize where it's trying to, you're going to have to move through every tactic to the point where you think it's never going to end, and misunderstand what's coming at you, and forget that it's for that reason, to overthrow it. It wants to exhaust us, but the regenerative power of nature and our connection with spirit is what outlasts it, because it's only vampiric. It only can feed on what is in amnesia and forgetfulness. Is that kind of what because that's kind of where I'm landing with what you've shared.
Oh, absolutely. Right. Imagine, well, you don't have to imagine, you are, but, and this goes for everyone out there. Like, imagine you're like more than just a human. You're definitely more than just this physical body. And like the goal of ascending is to go within and be mergent with everything, as everything's an extension of yourself, your nervous system, and it works in harmony with you and flow, and everything responds, and you don't even have to control anything, as it communicates with you regularly of what needs to happen with your pathway as you choose it, and unfolding to the greater collective, and it gets more and more in sync and synchronicity. There's a ton, this planet's trying to resolve all evil in the multiverse. It's trying to resolve all karma, bring all wars to the multiverse for peace, and just billions of free purposes for this planet and the solar system. So it's, the dark has what they want to do. And since the fall of Atlantis, they've, wounded a lot and had Earth kind of going in a coma for a bit. And we're all shaking it up and bringing back the grids online, pulling the rug of stolen power from the dark, that because they didn't earn shit, they stole it all from us. So we're taking all that back and disempowering all these creations that they made with these stolen abilities, so that we can shine and take this light, planet back for the light. And they're trying to turn it, the dark is trying to turn it into a prison and suppress people from awakening into that true power. And so each thing that you find and analyze as a suppressant, where our mind is, through knowingness and training, figuring out how it works and then how to unravel it. And then everyone's becoming more and more of a cure to these things, more and more resilient. And then eventually, whether the dark likes it or not, they're resilient strength training us to be more powerful than we were in, all these people. It takes bravery to be here. Most humans here that I've seen are older than this planet. They are brave enough to be here. There's some powerful warrior, most powerful light, most powerful dark are here. Gods are here, archangels, divinity from all places, kings, different authority and nobility and royalty from many other planets and places and planes. Oh my, they're tap into it and help the planet build, strengthen, earn management, earn your way with moral code, learn the lessons, grow. Everyone out there can overcome everything. Don't give up, guys.
Beautifully put. I mean, and that's it. And it's a different kind of royalty than the inverted versions that we see. It's understanding the pre-fall consciousness and the true divine template, and those embodied individuals hold like nature royalty. They sustain kingdoms, elemental kingdoms, Avalon, Shambhala. You know, there were sacred union connections within the self and with other consorts or partners that were able to hold that sovereignty in union. And that's why amnesia is the easiest entry, and also trauma, to begin to steal that. And it's been going on for a really long time, and utilize that and weaponize it and leverage it, you know, for their own survival. I mean, for them, because they're so vampiric and they've lost direct connect with source, it's for their survival. And that's what parasites do. In order for a parasite to stay alive, it has to feed. But when we create inhospitable conditions because we're so anchored in our spiritual embodiment or remembrance, yeah, I mean, that stuff begins to clear. And this is what's so profound about your chart. Are you ready for me to look at it, or do you want to share anything else?
Yeah, please do. I got a lot of stuff that you reminded me of to write down. So, and if you want to share screen, feel free.
Yeah.
I don't mind people know my stuff. I'm not afraid of witches.
Okay, well,
yeah, at the bottom there should be a plus screen if you want to bring that up. Yeah, no problem. And then because I want people to get the shivers and the inspiration to do, like, because I regularly recommend doing a show with Laura. Guys, go get out there and get it. I mean, the show. We'll do a show, but get a session.
Oh, you're awesome. Yeah, and same with you. My goodness. And do you know what? I'm going on the show with you and Jonathan from Humankind Center tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome.
If that's okay. Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have you. That's new to me. I'm so glad. Woo.
That's okay, so can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think you can see the whole thing. I don't know if
it's like cut off, but I think if you scroll down on the main screen,
yeah, I'm trying.
It's a window grab from. There we go. We got it.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to look directly at it where I can look at more parts, but as long as you guys can see it. So it's very profound because his north node is right on the midheaven. The midheaven is the highest point of the chart. It's like the roof of a house, where if you're walking around and you're looking at the landscape, you're going to see, you know, the towers. You're going to see the roof of the house. You're going to see whatever is like visible that towers over other things. So the midheaven in our chart represents that. What do others see from you? What are you giving to the collective that others recognize, right? So the ascendant is more personality, nature, personality characteristics that people will experience when they meet you and have an actual experience, you know, one-on-one. The midheaven is more like public persona. And some that aren't out in the public are not going to have a whole lot of activity around their midheaven. And that doesn't mean that they're not influential. It's just they're not meant to be seen in this lifetime in that kind of way. So your north node, this horseshoe looking thing in the sign of Sagittarius, is right on the midheaven. The north node is opposite the south node. The south node is the energy signature that we're very familiar with, that we are born with, that has to do with past lives, has to do with things that we brought through, that are a necessity for this lifetime. So it doesn't show the full like soul history. It just shows the conditions or the energetic patternings of the last couple lifetimes, right? So for you, your south node in the third house, which is the house of Gemini, and your rising sign is Pisces, by the way. And you got a lot of progressive planets right around Pisces. But your south node, just to continue with what that all is about, your south node is right on the IC line. The IC line has to do with roots and foundation, and family even. But it goes back a little bit further. It's like lineage almost, kind of back further. And it doesn't mean that we're bound to whoever we are born into. You know, lots of walk-ins and sovereign souls come in, right? So your south node being on the IC line, coming from the third house, but still conjunct in Gemini, means that you came here to bring knowledge as a teacher. Your sun sign. So your 9th of February, because I didn't put this in based on the information that you just gave me. I'm looking at the chart that you and I did before. So before I get really deep into this, your 9th of February, 1993, 8:10 a.m. Rehoboth?
Yes.
Okay. So the south node on the IC line means that you do have a strong affinity with the family you were born into, but more if you have relatives or siblings, there's more agreements with them than the actual family. I don't know what that might say to you, but it's almost like you were called in as like a teacher and wizard, like almost like there was desperation in this particular family line that was like, we need an advanced soul. But that also made you vulnerable. Anyway, the south node Gemini means you came in with very strong throat chakra, high level intelligence, very quick kind of intelligence. That's also connected with, because the blue lines show harmony between the planets. It means that the planets are communicating with grace and ease. The red ones are more challenge, conflict, but they're catalysts. They create discomfort, which can create movement and change. But sometimes they keep us in a negative loop or spiral, or inability to connect with the better parts of ourselves. You have far more blue lines than red. So, you know, and as we see with what you do in the world, you're connecting with the foundation of who you are coming in, which is a person of great knowledge and high level intellect that is integrated with the sun, Saturn conjunct in the sign of Aquarius, which means your grounding cord is already in higher earth energies. With the Aquarian energy, which is ruled by Uranus, which for you is conjunct Neptune, it shows, okay, if you're in Aquarian energy conjunct Saturn, it immediately puts you in the higher octave of Saturn, not control, not dark Saturn, not Saturn that's authority, that's seeking to dominate and control. It's in the higher octave of Saturn, which is like its original form as the sun. A higher earth energy connected to self-mastery, where beings evolve to remembrance of what it means to be a master, and transcend these outer authorities that want to keep you dependent. So you came in to communicate that wisdom in major relationship with the multidimensional, because your sun Saturn falls in the 12th house, which is the house of Neptune Pisces, which is what your rising sign is, which means you embody what is in that 12th house, which is you're a teacher, a frequency of remembrance, of activation. And that's why you're such a wizard. And Mercury is also here in the 12th house, but it's in the sign of Pisces. So when you look at Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, which your sun and Saturn are conjunct in, Uranus is conjunct Neptune. But your sun sign conjunct Saturn is in the house of Neptune. So where the actual planet Uranus and Neptune are conjunct fall in the 11th house, which is the house of Uranus Aquarius. So you've got Neptune, the ruler of the 12th house, where Sun, Saturn, and Aquarius are. And then you have Uranus in its own home, but Neptune conjunct. So basically what it integrates is being able to journey up to the highest dimensional frequency of 0 point unified field and source energy in the sign of Capricorn, which means Saturn conjunct your sun, Saturn, which rules Capricorn, that you're here to teach this and bring people to that level. Your North Node, which is opposite the South Node, being born with the South Node in Gemini, which Mercury rules, the magician archetype, Mercury in Pisces in the 12th house, means that you have access to all dimensions. So like Hermes, right? But as a teacher, as a magician archetype, that South Node Mercury is given full access. But your North Node, which is in Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter here in Libra, with the Sun Saturn, that you work with people one-on-one and you draw to yourself, people that want to receive, that are in resonance with you, that want that activation, or, hold a piece that you recognize. And in
Wow.
certain phases might have had to run a lot of fire and volcanic energy to knock it out of your space, because it shows a lot of dragon fire to clear old family agreements, and where they wanted to cast upon you, where they fell into some sort of agreement to hand over somebody that was here to actually help them evolve. It's not necessarily family, but there was a target put on you pretty much immediately. And I'll shut up for a minute. But your North Node is on the midheaven. So when I was talking about the roof of the houses, when I was talking about the highest point that other people recognize from you, your North Node and Eros is conjunct your midheaven, which means that what others experience from you is your soul destiny. So your public persona is not like, hey, I'm just here to take money. I'm just here to work under a corporation. I'm just here to, be successful in a career. Everything that's visible about you that has to do with your life journey and what other people experience from you is your soul destiny. And your soul destiny, the North Node is in alignment with the Sun Saturn in Aquarius in the 12th house, where the Neptune Uranus conjunction fall in the 11th house. The 11th house, which is ruled by Uranus and Aquarius, has to do with being social, being available, being connected to groups and community, like events, right? And also social media, where it's not just career, where people experience your soul-centered destiny as a being that came here to serve, but somebody that is available and accessible to provide the activations, and have the mastery of the throat chakra and the verbal part of it to be able to bring into that arena. Because the South Node to North Node is the Ouroboros, the serpent biting its tail, right? Dragon. South Node to North Node for you is the foundation of Earth, but higher Earth energies you already have a grounding cord into, to invite people into the higher version of Earth, which is the higher version of the human experiencing itself as a more advanced embodiment. So it's so hard to put it into words. And I know you wanted to say something, so I'm so sorry if I didn't shut up when you were like,
that's beautiful.
really?
Please do. Keep going. I love it. I'm getting chills.
Yeah. So your North Node, the North Node on the midheaven, holds a necessity that your soul destiny needs to be seen and known. It's not, other people have their North Node in other houses where it's like, you need to learn how to love yourself and create abundance. For you, you are meant to, it's very important in this lifetime that you continue to be seen and known, and that continues to expand, because soul-centered leadership is like your soul destiny. Whereas other people who have planets on the midheaven are sometimes, an abusive guru or a president, or, somebody who's just, okay, they're seen and known, but are they really helping anyone? You're literally an ascension guide, because the North Node on the midheaven means what's visible to people is you're taking people into the soul-centered, higher dimensional Earth energies that you already have a grounding cord towards. So you're like the expedition guide into the next level of the human experience. And you hold that very strongly. And just like you said to me, you're not the only one, but you're a major, major like bow of the boat of that movement, because you already came in with a grounding cord there. So, so you go into the deepest inversion and complications in order to invite it home again, because so many that you've touched are lost souls, are blackmailed individuals, are people that are in deep, deep fear, and you've set so many souls free, and you're bringing so many home. So anyway, and you continue to with anybody who just wants to work on whatever level.
Oh, I really appreciate it. Oof, I'm very goosebumpy right now. Thank you for that. So yeah, this is beautiful. Yeah, please everyone get that. Especially if you felt goosebumps, there's a call for you to learn about your chart, more about your destiny, who you are. Please do get a reading from Laura.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, and it every chart is different, but it holds where the earth was healing itself, because because cosmic and natural law is always repairing itself. It's always ridding itself of infiltration. It's always looking to be its highest expression, just like us as humans when we're born. But when we over-identify with the symptoms, with the labels, with the diagnoses, with the different movements or political parties, that's the distraction. Especially if it covers up the reason we have an affinity towards something, the reason we do on either a beneficial level or one that hurts us. And very often the two go hand in hand. If we're too overly identifying, is that even a word? Identifying with a certain label, if it doesn't resonate with our truth, our body's going to respond with physical symptoms, with sort of a rebellion, like, hey, I'm in pain, like, do not buy into that. So we don't realize how much our belief systems and our physical health and the labels that we adopt form or create physical symptoms that are literally just trying to guide us home, not tell us we're sick or something's wrong with us, but the system is rigged to leverage that. And so you hold the codes and the medicine and the activations that literally can bring people into that awareness, instead of it just being a physical symptom or a mental problem or an emotional depression. It's like you invite it back to understanding, why is that even showing up? And when you do that, you invite that person to recognize, that's what I'm here to change about the world, about the system, about what is trying to define this and undermine it or label it or weaponize it. So anyway, you set souls free, and I can't help but keep going on. But so anyway, shifting gears.
Yeah. You're really good at this, really quick. Most people I've seen that try into that, they take a lot longer. So you're really good at just tapping in. I would go as far as saying, like, one of the abilities I'm reading from you, because this is a Waking Dormant ability show. Source Stream Knowing Translator. So for your connection in your source heart, you get a big stream read of like a fire hose of light coming out that just amplifies all this knowing into your being. And now to amplify improving it, because yours is a trillion times better than really most people out there. It's mostly whole.
It's redundancy. It's like an athlete. When you do it enough, you're going to build the muscle. So I've just been doing it for a long time, but it's hard to accept that kind of compliment, but thank you.
Yeah, you got it. You got the ability. Not everyone does, and other people can develop it too. So yeah, like bringing it in. Things try to narrow it down like a hourglass for everyone out there that wants to free their own as well. For yours, if you want to amplify it and open that up, it's mostly things trying to steal parts and pieces and have a little remote control, trying to control the thing to limit. To where stuff tried to steal quintillions of parts, which that's a big number, but I've seen worse. And some people have been through big wounding experiences, so that makes sense. what they need to do to even stop it, and then the predators trying to steal from it. So we're going to do a big fire tornado of wholeness, bringing in parts and pieces in unity. If anyone wants to engage in this, you're going to get some parts back for yourself as well. And we're going to reel through the quantum entanglement threads, all our parts. There's always a thread from that quantum entangles with whatever their part is, wherever it is. We're going to yank it back in. Now I'm going to do some special like little magic because the bigger level, harder difficulty wholeness retrieval goes into something has it, doesn't want to give it up. So we're going to go into resolving those predators so that more and more people get their wholeness back. And then this light in their heart come through as we filter and purify the parts that come back to integrate as you bring it back in a hugging your parts back with love, integrating it, feeling like you're completing a puzzle. And we're going to get that in full. You're also really good. They're trying to stop your ability to create this nirvana ability. It's like something you earned in other lives. It's they call it like being a shelter or sanctuary for others in the sea of suffering, and emanating that in yourself.
Who are you talking to right now? Everybody? Oh, me. Okay. Well, that kind of makes sense. I do feel that, and I struggle with that, and I really don't like the fact that I'm still like in a place I don't want to be when it comes to these influences. So I'm working on it, but yeah, keep going. I didn't mean to cut you off there. I just
totally
like
makes sense. Like, the more powerful you are as an emotional body being, the more things that are trying to stop you from, because they have an agenda of what they want to create in the world, and that's a threat, have to build a bunch of things to try to counter it, and it's awful. But so I'll give you a bunch of tech for people out there, because ability activation. So humans are one of the most overpowered emotional body super hybrids that exists, and our love potential is greater than any other species of what we can achieve. So remember that love, and never goes out, and it can conquer all. But the emotional body is a lot of things, mostly centers in the gut brain processes. The 70% of the neurons there, they process mostly emotion. So clearing it, purifying it, getting everything under control. Emotional body center, the emotional body programming, emotional body portals to prevent emotion from being dumped on us and drain. Emotional body hands that we feel into things externally with, and when we're empathic and we can feel into things deeply, we can know it. It leads to oracle sense, as well as sometimes they get attached to X's, so we got to call them back. There's that more in the empathic body, and all these cores, the emotional body realm. There's overlays of emotional bodies from other people attachment, dumping on their sadness and negative emotions and stealing our happiness. It's like emotional somatic release stuff where we have compartmentalized a lot of trauma to take care of as a survival mechanism for later in a box, and it'll come up later when we're ready, or from some other location. Which, people out there that have been abducted by aliens or the military, or like weird things where you're taken to another realm, or, unique people out there like yourself, well, when they're ready to go into. And then, so transmutation, again, hugging around the big ball of heaviness. Love contains all nourishment needs to turn into what it wants to become, shrinking it down more and more. And you use the same method for a bunch of things where you see however big, you get bigger than the big ball. You can see it in size and scale based on it outside your body, but it's all compressed in the body. But like you can see yourself get as big as it in that compressed space inside you. And then you start working on it from that size. Because there's some people that are holding up something bigger than the planet, bigger than galaxy, bigger than the universe, bigger than the multiverse, ultraverse. Time and space as we know it, old sources, even bigger than the source of all, and going into atmospheric pressure that is crazy. Anyway, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. And and still being able to maintain a sanity in this life that's not easy, and it takes a lot of effort, and that shows a lot about yourself. Thank you for doing it. Okay, so then going into rating things like how much of this is yours? Almost none of it. So taking on weights of the world, some of it willing, but a majority of it against your will, to slow you down and keep your love from impacting so many, because you have the ability to, with what you built up. So let's see. Then it goes to redistributing emotion, which is compressing down to a portal in the heart, sending it to where it needs to go, getting it out of the field, meaning it doesn't want to be turned into anything else. It wants to go back to its original purpose, which is putting back on the souls of negative entities and evil people that earned it as a generation naturally, which is a bunch. Then some of it needs to be uncreated or destroyed, and then unity uncreated, and then something else. Let's see what that is. How does that work? Some of it wants to be turned into things. So you can go on a scaling process from internal to external for this. This is the majority of it, wants to be turned into something. Some of it, like if people get angry, a lot of that anger wants to be turned into boundaries internally from the soul, going externally, so they can feel safe no matter what haunted, shitty situation they're in the environment. And then they don't get triggered by anything. They can just dance around like nothing. If they're feeling defensive, they're feeling the hyper trigger of a rage, that goes into something in the environment is challenging, and we're already dealing with a lot. So any little add-on to the cup that's already overflowing makes it spill over. Let's see. And the same thing with different things like sadness and all that. Anger is more yang explosive. Yin is implosive like a black hole, and it takes energy from the environment to our body. Let's see. It does not want to, so it wants to do, it's going more external. Okay. It wants to so this goes into, I like being all love and lighty, but sometimes things in reality abuse us. So some things want to harm us, want to, like I've had a lot like in targeting, and then I had to learn how to overcome and master those energies, to stop those things. Exorcism, things were trying to kill me, things trying to shut down my organs, stabbing like knives in the heart, and things trying to freeze me, keep me from sleeping, put me to sleep, abduction, all kinds of stuff. So I was all love and lighty. So I had like things trying to really hurt me and possess me and all that, to where I was like crying in the shower. And then I asked for help. And then my source and higher self and the dragon guy came in, pushed it out a little bit, and shining my heart knowingness and talking telepathy, and said, "These are trying to kill you. You need to defend yourself." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'm a lot, because I was like, "Am I a bad being if I harm others?" I was like, "Oh." So you're allowed to defend yourself. Natural law. Do no harm. Feminine. Take no shit. Masculine. You are allowed to stop an opponent, an infiltrator, a thing stealing from you, harming you, the ones you love, by whatever means necessary to stop them. It does not cause you karma. And then the Trinity is the inner child, that's like expansion and help thriving of all life. That expands the soul. But so be okay with learning destruction magic. Combine it with love. Love is very intelligent. It will not destroy anything that's unnecessary. It may just destroy the evil in a being, but like an unapologetic sun exploding like a supernova. In the beginning, when I was gauging destruction, I'm like, I feel like a bad being. I don't know if I want to do this. Make up procedures. Like I have a council of Christ consciousness, of God, of Earth Mother, of Mother Gaia Sophia, of your higher self, your sword. I was like, am I green to go to destroy this being? There's beings that deserve destruction. They're like predators on the playground abusing children. They don't deserve death is an ejection from the game, or destruction, a rebirthing. They might go into void space or go deeper into uncreation, whatever. They're real big evils. Do a countdown, like anything attached to me after 10 seconds. If you're still attached to me, I'm going to destroy it all attached to me. And guides will get out of the way. You don't have to worry about them. Do a setting on the gun from stun to kill switch engage and slowly heat it up. And, like as a deterrent to because you value all life. And if they stay, they're signing up for it. Put boundaries, write them. Like if you cross the line into my life, send illness, destruction, death energy, harm, pain, try to harm or kill the ones I love. Woo, you're signing up for all these consequences. As they cross your boundaries in your line, they're signing up for it. And then you can keep going deeper. And expansion of yang, explosive energy, excitement, love, love and light, very amplified destruction, very intelligent. You don't have to worry about things. You can dance with it. You can amplify with music. You can power yourself. You can floor it out. People out there, you're wondering, am I able to do this? Can I do this? What do I got to do? Am I doing it? You're doing it. Believe in yourself. Your higher self knows what you want to do. Slowly turn up the heat in the kitchen. And things are tried out there to you guys. I'm talking to everyone. There are beings that deserve destruction. There are source predators that steal from gods and sources and use abilities in this game that shouldn't be used, that cheat, that upend the game's usefulness as a lesson keeper. Those deserve destruction. There are love predators that love can conquer all. Where levels to love, it takes maybe this level of love to conquer this being. This being's stealing from millions of people, trying to stop them. And anyone that's a threat in love, it tries to neuter all, bring down their love so they can't shine it at that level. That's annoying. It may take months of torturous agony to overcome that predator. Might as well destroy it. And then also, it deserves it. There's bounties on these beings to be destroyed, like by Earth and Source and Christ and other things. So get into that. Also, big one, suicide predators. The sadness, a lot of the systems since Fall of Atlantis, like death system, is upended. Why the good die young? That shouldn't happen anymore. The sadness distribution system as a lesson to overcome, hey, there's something bad in my life that I need to change. That it's a lesson thing, but it's being put on people that don't deserve it by the dark forces that earned it as a generator, and their entities are putting it onto good people. There are suicide predators that are can you even imagine during this time where a psychopath would kill themselves? I can't. That's because it's been so long where they haven't, because they get their shit off onto good people. So the people that are getting suicide programs right now and overwhelm of sadness dumped on them are good people that are a threat to the system. So know that, and that you aren't earning that suffering, and that is they're threatened by you and they're wanting to take you out.
Well, I can
and
relate.
You overcome that.
Right? Yeah, I've been devastated all day. It's just been tears all day.
Yeah, I feel you. They've done that to me a lot, like the suicide thing over and over and over again, constantly. Still get it at bigger and bigger levels. So the sadness in you wants to go back to its original purpose of compressing around big predators that are upending the sadness system, and then compress back to them, get them to face their suffering. They have a chance to stop doing evil shit. But, a lot of these predators are really stupid or mind controlled or of zombies or puppets to something else or something weird arrogance. But so they get a chance in that Pavlov's dog training to stop, but they're harming you guys. They're trying to put this shit on you. Do not let them. Do not feel bad for hugging around that big ball of suffering, compressing it through your heart, its portal of your source, sending it to where it needs to go, being compressed back to that being, all in one visualization, being compressed back onto that being that originally it deserves it, getting them to face their suffering. If it's sadness overwhelm, anger can turn into if it goes to lethality, it can be turned into like this high level destruction on creation. Sadness can be turned into lethality with really devastating suicide apex multidimensional predators to get them to stop existing, to uncreate them out of existence. And they're trying to do that to you guys when they're dumping suicide programs on you. So don't feel bad about it. Get them out of the reality. You're going to get brownie points and abilities, and you're going to be rewarded, and you're going to become immune to more and more sadness.
Overriding it.
Yeah, and you're freeing. You're saving. Sorry, there's a delay. Go ahead.
Keep going.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you at all. I don't want to.
I don't want to interrupt. Keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, and then please do talk. Don't feel bad about this. You're freeing the planet from big predators that are stealing happiness from millions of people and dumping its sadness onto people to get them to kill themselves. So get them to stop by overwhelming them. And if they enter your game by dumping sadness on you, it's fair game. You're not going to gain any bad karma from this. You're restoring the system of sadness. And as you master this, you're going to be given more and more authority in this and can turn sadness into happiness, resilient happiness, love, healing, wholeness, bliss, all this other cool abilities. And it becomes like a fuel, and then it becomes like a beautiful sadness that you're immune to. And you're going to become a manager in this, making the world better and working up to abilities such as Laura has. That's, they're trying to constantly stop because it makes a big impact of being a sanctuary from the storms of suffering of the world.
Oh man, so beautiful. And yeah, and you, man, that's what you do so brilliantly. Yeah, and
thank you.
A lot of that empathic energy, it's amazing when you feel into so much of it at times, like really moving through that. I don't want to be here anymore, and I know it's not mine. It's like I hear a story, or I work with not necessarily a client, because I clear that stuff, but I watched something last night at like 4 a.m. I couldn't sleep. And I really felt like I connected with, this woman that was like taken out on a backpacking trip. Oh my God. It's like literally consumed my whole morning. And I've just been not able to function. So you really spoke to that. And I could feel into the beings and the demonic energy connected to the person that, and you run through all these different kinds of emotion, energy. Like, how could you do that? Anyway, I'll stop there. But
feel free. I'd love to hear.
It was just like 4 a.m. and it just came up, and I watched a lot of crime stuff because I want to witness people's stories and try and, I don't know, like I feel like, yeah. So anyway, this is so fascinating. So I'm looking at your progress chart, and progress charts have to do with the current terrain that you're moving through. The natal chart is fixed to, where the planets were when you were born and the time you were born. The ascendant shows that. This chart shows your progressions, and your rising sign in Pisces has progressed over here in Taurus. A lot of the different aspects we saw, your sun sign in Aquarius conjunct Saturn. Here's the Aquarian energy. Saturn doesn't move as fast as like the sun. So Saturn's still in Aquarius, but your sun has progressed to Pisces. So progressions kind of help us to see, when I was talking earlier about the seed that's put in the ground, how is the plant that's emerging like growing, and like what patternings is it going through? Well, it shows in the blueprint of the chart, of the natal chart. The progressions show based in, there's mathematics to it, and, a year equals a day every day after you were born, to show, how is it moving through the current energies. Of course, we have free will to experience it in a myriad of ways based on our perception. So that's why two people that have the same birth chart are not going to experience it the same way. Somebody like you, here's Uranus and Neptune, which we saw, I believe it was in your 11th house in your natal chart, is now sitting in your 9th house. So travel and adventure is extremely important. Your North Node moon, which was on your midheaven conjunct, I was talking a lot about that, has now progressed in conjunction with the moon in the 8th house, which brings you into really, really deep psychic awareness of things. Saturn, teacher of those things. The Neptune Uranus shows you have to constantly work with the physiology of your physical body in restoring yourself from things that have their attention on you because of what you carry. And it just, man, it looks like it's really been hard on your heart, but at the same time, you're a teacher of the heart to be able to walk people through that and understand it from a level of compassion and universal love, the highest galactic levels of the guardians or whatever you want to call it, source beings that seeded, creation. Your soul was called in to, confront it. And so it shows, I don't want to say the word dichotomy, but it shows both the challenge and the solution. The solution is already held in your creative energy. The solution is already held in the people that see you and understand you, and also that you work with, that you activate transformations in, that begin to meet you on your level, or compadres that are on a similar mission that you understand, like I'm experiencing in the here and now. But you've also had to see how that's been targeted and the worst versions of it, to bring the medicine to it. And man, what a warrior path. It's just mind-blowing. And the Chiron here in the square to Pluto is one of the toughest aspects, but that same Chiron is connected to your South Node and North Node, which I was explaining earlier. It has to do with the energy signature you were born with and where you're taking it and what you're integrating in this lifetime. And the challenging aspects are not really in the soul trajectory as it's as much in the experience that you are willing to live, except for maybe some throat chakra things where, your greatest gift of communication might have not been easy because Mercury's in the 11th house of community and other, where you're picking up empathically on where they might be like, how do I process this? But Mercury with Mars is, sort of like, how are you going to process that there's spring water, crystalline water flowing, and you can't process that tap water is not good for you? It's like, it helps to reroute people into all of this. But, navigating into the realms that you have has helped so many souls that have been in amnesia and been put in unconsciousness even further than just not remembering who we really are when we're born, to have the inspiration to be able to come home again. It's like you touch those souls, you bless them. You went through what they did, but you were able to reroute them back home because that foundation in you has been so cultivated or so embodied and devoted to, without it undermining anybody's lack of devotion because they weren't there. It's just amnesia. It's like amnesia. It's like literally not remembering something has been one of the greatest tools and weapons. So it's not about hierarchy or better or worse. It's just the coherence that you've been able to maintain. And that's like the athlete we were talking about earlier when you were saying nice things to me. It's that drive. You have to have the willpower. If you don't, then you don't care. Maybe later on you will when you see where that ends up taking you. And maybe we were taken to places that were like, I have to have the willpower to survive this and get out of it. Anyway, you were born with a willpower that is like, unstoppable. And yeah, and what it does to the earth grids and everything like that. So your progress chart, very interesting in that way. And the leadership you also have on many multi dimensions, where people really rely on your heart leadership, because that's the priority for you, is leading from the heart, not the ego. Your heart and ego literally are one. And there's nothing wrong with ego. It's just yours is not compartmentalized. It's been traumatized. It's been thrown out of here or there, but it's like you just pick it up, holding the source corrections and the remedial flame in order to be able to guide people. And that's what expedition leaders do. They survive the snakes. They survive the flash floods. They cultivate that level of knowledge and wisdom to be able to guide people. Not, you can't guide a person in the terrain of the wilderness if it's sunny every day and it was just a perfect, easy journey. So to have the North Node conjunct your midheaven in your natal chart, and then Uranus, Neptune conjunct on your midheaven in your progress chart, is very significant. So I could keep going on about this. I only have one little bar left on my charger, and I can't fit the charger because when we were traveling in Cornwall, I lost the bigger cord. But anyway, I hope that resonated.
Oh yeah. I'm always chills with this. So thank you so much for each layer and depth. I know you could say things for hours on this. So thank you so much for sharing that. Feels so good. So yeah, please, if you guys want to feel good and get some buzzing and chilling and like things connecting, because it feels like I'm like one of those old telephones where they're like syncing all these connections together from the telephone operator. So yeah, please do get a session from Laura. And just to finish, and then we'll plug and then like end the show. I'm reading you. You're also a miracle reality warper. So you're emitting 10,000 units a second of miracle energy. Most people barely any, and mostly from your heart and solar plexus. Solar plexus aspect, the inner child. Heart is the divinity body that you have activated. So things with the inner child, resolving trauma, wholeness, inner child work, giving attention, loving it, doing inner child stuff and having fun and playing amplifies the miracles from it, as well as divine body, resolving anti-divinity, the divinity predators mostly, and burning them away as you expand the heart in meditation to where it can do more and expands with the source, and it goes bigger and bigger and bigger as you also trust fall deep into the center of it, going inward, surrendering everything that's pretending to be you to your source. As you trust fall into it, it will make it glow brighter. Reality warping, just so people know, take in your hand the reality as it is, including all the negative aspects in your left hand, and see it as you can feel it, give it size and scale. This works in trips where a person has gone through a bad trip on like mushrooms or something.
All right.
This is how you shift it. So you take it as it is, because the negative thing wants to take over the whole stream. Shrink it down, get smaller and smaller, detaching from it, loving detachment from the heart. It's smaller and smaller. Give it less and less attention while you shine in your right hand the light of what you prefer as you defined as it is, and what it's going to become. What's the preferred state of all these different scenarios you feel in your heart, becoming better and better and shifting and becoming it already so. And you have the ability to do this with miracle energy, and then expanding that and strengthening it versus the opposition in the reality, shifting things around. If you've done this before, you have in many scenarios. I've witnessed some. And play around with it, get it stronger, change the world, quantum jump the whole place. And everyone out there, you can practice this as well.
Oh,
Just doing a session with Laura will upgrade you in all these things she's good at. So please do get a session with her.
well, that potential exists in everyone. It's just a matter of seeing where it is, not negating it, not getting distracted away, calling it out if that's what's really showing up strongly. Um, yeah, it's just so incredible. Thank you, man. I've had so much fun, and it's just been so insightful. And thank you for your openness to what I have to share. And yeah, I look forward to tomorrow. We're going to be on another show together, and
Yeah.
much more adventures to be had. And yeah, yeah, and of course, my jaw's a bit to the ground. I don't know, just with the depth of what we're all creating, and having these kind of conversations, and the openness that whoever is listening might be feeling. And yeah, your strength, your wizardry, your warriorship, your divinity, you and Isha, and man, I look forward to. I want to do another show and really, really hone in on the artifacts. Can you leave us with one artifact and tell us about it?
Yeah, sure. Oh, let me get my green screen off.
So when I was traveling with them in Divisive.
Yeah, just think Devi and like Hindu, and then
Oh yeah, like Debbie, Diva,
devices.
devices. Did I say it wrong again? My God. See,
Nah, you got it. I got it. Yeah. So
right.
here's a one of my artifacts. It's got a little UFO stone on it. It's got a dragon at the top, a little ET head in it.
But where do you find this, and keep going after that?
Tula Hidalgo, Mexico, North Mexico City. I'll show a little thing of the expedition because it's hard to believe these exist. We got avians, which more of that's coming out and confirmed. We got eagle people, ibises, falcon people. It's got a pine cone in its hands. Got long skulls, some with wings, some different things, handbags, all kinds of stuff. Let's see here. Oh, we got different reptilians being depicted. Some naga, some going into raptors. This going into possibly a crocodilian or a draco or something. Maybe it has an egg in it. Its hand. I don't know what that is. But you can guess. So staffs of power and the famous handbag. There's that. I got. I'll bring up that image. So this little guy. I haven't seen this kind of one before. Interesting curving moon-shaped head crescent. Staff, power. Our lovely friend that we brought to the UK. These long skulls being found. Eye people at it. Like a horse being. It's very heavy. Let me also get up a video for you so that people know this is more real than all that. Okay.
I know it's like impossible to be a skeptic. I mean, this is the proof people have been waiting for.
Right. All right. So here we go. Yeah. So there's that. Some of our digs. Some of these are 7 feet down. Some are further. We're finding multiple layers. It seems like the whole hill's like a temple-ish pyramid structure. A lot of little cavern places. Finding these long skulls. Here's one of the black ones we have. It's got an orichalcum chip on it. There we go. And yeah. Do this. All right. Some other things in the other cave that we found. All these, overpowered long skulls in the back and a big skull of some type of ET. And let me see if I can show images that are new. If I can find it. Looking for videos. Yeah, I think I showed you a bunch of different ones. But yeah, some of the things we found: long skulls, multiple crystal skulls, some glowing like this one in UV light. And then, we're
We better
making
do a
movies
shout
on
out.
it.
I know my computer's going to die here in a minute.
Yeah,
Can we,
right.
can we do a shout out to the conference coming up with
Yeah,
Frank?
so let's do everything. Yeah. So, and also tomorrow it's Humankind Center. So go subscribe to that YouTube and the Humankind Center app. We'll be on that on my show, Superhuman. Look for Laura Eisenhower. She's going to be there. I think it's around 2 p.m. Arizona time.
And you do that weekly, right? You guys have a weekly show.
Yeah, absolutely. And can you name how people can reach you? Because I'll be able to plug my stuff last, and all your things, your offer, website, everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, cosmicgaia.org is the best place. COSMICGAIA.org. And most of my social media is on the homepage, but you can find me pretty much under Laura Eisenhower. Definitely, make sure you get the blue check mark in most places. Otherwise, some imposter is going to try and sell you crypto. I think a lot of us have been putting up with that weirdness. I'm handing it over to you. Where do we find you?
Well, I'll do it. Let me get everything about you just in case your thing dies.
Oh, yeah.
So your next conference is coming up. Tell us all about
it. Yes. So going to Glastonbury for the Glastonbury Symposium. And that is the 23rd to 26th in Glastonbury. And then Sedona, Arizona with Dr. Charnel Wolverton Sihan and Lily Nova. And it's all about divine alignment. We're going to be doing presentations. There's going to be music. And then, there's another trip to Glastonbury with Portal to Ascension at the end of August. And then a tour in southern France with Stellar Fairbarn. And hopefully this will all be updated on my website literally in the next 2 days. So I need like 2 days because some of these are now finally confirmed. You can click onto the book link on my website and book a session. And I collaborate with Jamae Sancier, who does readings with me. And pretty much most of that stuff is on my website. One of the best places to find my articles is lauraeisenhower.substack.com. And this is streaming right now on my YouTube channel. So hopefully you guys will subscribe. So what about you, Sean?
Yeah, I'm going to keep getting everything from you. Don't worry about me. So you have a book I bought as well. Can you mention that?
Yes, Awakening the Truth Frequency, because living our authenticity is the truth, even if we have to adjust things and correct ourselves along the way. It's the willingness, it's the vibration, it's the frequency of truth. And so it goes into all kinds of stuff. It's a big potpourri of, things related to soul alchemy, DNA, the zodiac, timelines connected to, former President Eisenhower, and bringing light to a lot of things that have been hidden and crushing some false narratives in relationship to that and my own crazy journey. And you can find that on Amazon. But another place, which is better to probably get it from, is ccc.publishing.com or cccpublishing.com, which is Brad Olson's website. He is the publisher. So nice. Glad I got that out. That was really hard to actually finally publish. So
yeah, it's a really good book. Please get it. And can you name all your services that people can reach you for?
Well, it's mostly astrology readings. On my website under book, you'll see, what I do, just me. And then in collaboration with Jamae, it brings in more of the energy and she taps into the Akashic field. I used to do readings, that were like really just clairvoyant without the astrology, but with feeling whacked a lot in my nervous system. I love to just look at the data. Even though I get like a very clear stream and have my intuitive insights, it's really great to have somebody to, check in with the energies as well. I've been studying astrology and tarot for, last 25, 30 years. The I Ching as well was major training ground. If I paid attention to anything in high school, it was that. So I don't mean to, say that I can't do psychic readings. It's just, I love the data of astrology and working with somebody that is constantly working the energy, because all the presentations I do and travels I do, it's very easy to get whacked by energies. And so
I think you'd be really good at psychic readings.
I was one of their favorite, people, but I don't know why I'm sharing all that. It's like, oh great, yeah, I'm really gonna want to like do a session with you. You keep saying you're whacked.
Do you have the option on the site for to do a psychic reading? If not, you can.
Yes.
You should.
Definitely something. If somebody signs up and I have preparation time, it's not something I can do on the fly like with astrology. I speak the language of astrology. But yeah, if somebody wanted to do a psychic reading with just me and I had a couple days to prepare, yeah, I used to do that. But Jamae, she does readings with me and she's like always in that zone. So it's a great combination of energy. And that's under the book link on my website, cosmicgaia.org. But I love to write. So I write a lot of articles and that's on Substack. And yeah, I continue to do presentations all around the world. And I get to hang out with amazing people like you. And so are you going to share? Is that just a given?
I will. So yeah. And you have any other book things coming up or plans, or do you want to mention all the different other shows and things you got going on that and the different social medias people can get?
Well, you're so sweet to be so thorough. So yeah, Laura Eisenhower on Instagram, on X, Laura Eisenhower, blue check marks. And you can see me being like the human pinata on X, which is really fun with all this weird disinformation circulating. And I was open to like the disinformation, but I put on my detective hat. I'm like, no, that doesn't quite line up. And I share my information. So I like to post there. Let's see, other things on my website and other things I do. Well, there are a bunch of, shows. Some are monthly, some are bi-weekly. Cosmic.
And on different channels or on the same Laura Eisenhower?
I usually make sure that it's streamed to all my channels. So one of the roundtables hasn't named itself yet, and the other one I just did recently. And let me just, pull that up.
Sure.
Because we go live and it's Rising Through Motherhood. And we just really get into the nitty gritty of what it means to mother children in this world where our children are targeted, to the signs to watch out for, like the talented and gifted programs, the ESP programs, to really see the signs of any, abuses that might be happening. And also our own personal experiences of how to parent ourselves if we didn't get the parenting we might have needed. How do you raise kids? And another show, I do weekly shows with Jamae Sancier that you can find on my website. And we try and put out weekly videos. We do Zoom calls every week, and we do mini readings for people. And the newsletters that we put out, which I'm about to do, just look into the astrology of each week. And then we gather and kind of pass the talking stick to, help people navigate the madness and also the blessings and also everything in between. Let's see. Am I missing anything? I'm sure I am. I didn't, literally, you guys, I did not get a wink of sleep last night. It was so crazy.
You did super well today. Ooh.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It just, for some reason, even after having sleep aid.
Yeah, the weird energies coming with my clients too, and me. I'm like waking up getting abducted. And I'm like, oh, you bastards. So yeah,
Well, you're here to overthrow all of it, and what an incredible warrior you are to like face it to the degree that you are and help other people navigate how to get the heck out and remember themselves. So you're tremendous, and
Same
it's
with
such
you.
gratitude.
Loved your readings today. Please, guys, get out there, get a reading with her. She's very powerful. It change your life. And your
Same with
sweet
you.
divine light to this world and make everything better. So thank you for being here. Looking forward to traveling and collaborating and having fun times. So guys, smash that like. Please leave in the comments if you like this show and show your support. Share this out with a bunch of the community. If we get up in the algorithm and get a lot of views, and it goes to where it's a high viewing show on our channels, hey, maybe this will motivate us to do more of these if you guys like them. But hey, and please get us past the censorship. Get us out there. Share some friends. I'm going to give you guys upgrades if you get sharing. Sean Bond, founder of Sonic League. You can reach me at sonicleague.com. Drop down menu or /services to get a consultation, clearing, healing, unlocking dormant abilities, amplifying third eye light, telepathy, training, going into amplifying abundance. All the things you can think of, and feel free to ask me questions you don't think others could answer. Going into knowingness and oracle skills. A lot of products on my membership site, which is for free. So go into the world game and unlock your oracle sense. And you can reach me at sonicleague@gmail.com if you're interested in future trips like the sacred journeys to Mexico and pyramids and other things. Maybe we'll do stuff with, but like it might be private. It might bring some people for things in England and Ireland. We'll know. But let us know if you're interested. Also, if you're interested in alien artifacts, let me know as well if you want to be a contactee. I'm going to this week 5D event in Sedona. So feel free to get your tickets for that. See my Ascension amplifying presentation that I haven't shown anyone. And also Super Soldier Conference in Hawaii. So get your tickets for that if you feel resonance with that. Target individual if you want to free yourself from that targeting. More events in the future like Mackinac, this Disclosure Conference, which I believe Laura just did a thing with Frank as well. So look for that video and look forward to that Michigan conference that's coming up, I believe, around September. You can get your tickets. There'll be some powerful presenters. So yeah, love you all. Any last words of wisdom you want to leave everyone while you still have battery?
I'm just feeling the love, the gratitude, and we have to remember that cosmic and natural law, our soul knowingness, why we even came in here on a soul level, is the most important thing to stay connected with. It will guide you through everything. It's the distractions and the compartmentalized ego that gets lost in the scripts and the storylines and the false flags and psyops, or the things that we mistake for whatever it means to be human. We have to remember we're so much more than we can imagine. And we're here to remember ourselves so that we can create the future from our own innate abilities to manifest our dreams and visions. And that's why we're targeted, because they want that. They want that, to use that to benefit them. And that's why technology is their life cycle, to use it as a way to leverage that for their own artificial timeline. So don't fear. Just remember who you truly are. And when fear hits, let it be a catalyst for your remembrance. And just know that your dreams are the truth. Everything that tries to take that away from you is the lie that you can cut the cords with. Just like you would want you with a toxic and negative person that you do not need in your life. Believe in yourself. So anyway, thank you.
High five on that. Yeah, awesome. Thank you guys. Follow your dreams, believe in yourself, you can overcome anything, reach deep inside yourself with the power deep within to overcome anything. I have not faced a predator. I haven't, the multidimensional predator that I haven't been able to reach deep inside and have the power to overcome. So believe in yourself, do it. And love conquers all. You're bigger than everything. You can get, you are everything. and you can get bigger and more infinite than those things. And yeah, subscribe to my Sonic League YouTube, subscribe to Laura's, and get a session from both of us. See us tomorrow on the Super Human Show on the Humankind Center YouTube, and download this Humankind Center app. It's like kind of a Gaia kind of platform, but like better and more loving. So yeah, come and join us. Have a overpowered free. There's free readings and all that. So and please share this. If you want to see us do more of this show, get it out there. You have the power to get more of these shows out there. Show your support to Laura. Love you guys. Have a wonderful night. See you later. Bye.
Bye.